Oh, we're live.
We're live? Okay, hi. You're on the Los Angeles Civil Rights Association Speaks Out. I'm Eddie Jones, president of the Los Angeles Civil Rights Association. You know, out here in southern sunny California, it's kind of raining today, so, I thought I'd pull my hat out. And, and I see you have your hat on, too.
Yes, sir. Obama.
How you doing? You wearing your scarf today?
Yeah.
And you, how you doing over there, Fred?
I'm fine.
Because every week we have distinguished guests on the show. We're going to get to the distinguished guests in a minute. And let me just tell you some of the topics that we're going to discuss. We're going to talk about Prop 19, legalizing or not legalizing marijuana. We're going to talk about How Sweet the Sound, which was a great concert that went on at the Staples Center. And my phone is already starting to ring off the hook, so let you guys do the introduction. We're going to get the introduction going to the show. And just hold on a second. Yes, hello. Hello. Yes, we are. We're on Ustream.tv. Ustream.tv. Let me call you right back, Steve. Let me call you right back. We have people in the house?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. I want to answer questions from the audience out there, too. So we're all quiet and everything. You guys all right back there? It's Ustream.tv.
We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horror of police brutality.
Ustream.tv. Okay, well look, I just want to tell everybody out there, if you're watching the show, you're on the Los Angeles Civil Rights Association Speaks Out. My name is Eddie Jones. Excuse me while I rest my hat here and get really deep into our show here. First of all, wherever you are, whether you're in the United States of America or abroad, hello to you. If you're in Auckland, if you're in Europe, if you're in Egypt, if you're in South Korea, if you're in Hawaii, wherever you are right now, God bless you. From the top of your head to the soles of your feet, all you say and do, may God bless you. Can I rest that hat back there on the chair, please? We have very distinguished guests, which we're going to introduce right now. We have a lot to talk about. We're not cutting no corners here. We're going to really put it down today like we always do. Long-time associate and friend of mine has been around for a while. His name is Big Money Griff. How you doing, Big Money?
Oh, thanks, Eddie, for having me on your show this morning.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here, man.
All right, all right.
So we're going to get over to you.
So we're fired up and ready to go.
Yes, we are. And yesterday we were together at Obama's speech, right?
Absolutely.
And we had the blue tickets.
Yes, we did. So we had a chance to be down on the front row.
On the front row, VIP, where we should be.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So we're going to get back to you. We also have our intern on the show, none other than a very wonderful Colgate smile. Jasmine, how you doing, Jazz?
Good.
Good to see you. And then we have Mr. Fred Wimberly. How are you, Fred? How's everything, Fred?
Fred, I'm doing fine.
Okay, good. And then we have some mothers on the show because we're going to talk about, as you well know, I help to assist in fighting for justice. And that's what this show is really all about. So I have cases that I take on. No, I'm not an attorney. I'm a consultant and an advocate for civil rights. That's what I am. I even teach a class on civil rights, constitutional rights, human rights, and amendment rights, because a lot of people don't even know the Constitution. You ask them to recite anything in the Constitution, they can't do it. So I teach people about the Constitution. I teach people about their amendment rights. I teach people about their civil and their human and their constitutional rights. What do you think about that?
That's great.
Let's have Trina. Trina, how you doing?
I'm doing
Come on over here, Trina. Stand up for a second. Can we get the camera on Trina? No, just right where you at, Trina. This is Trina, and she has a son who's in the system, and we're going to talk about that. So tell everybody your son's name.
My son's name is Brandon Meese, and he's in Pt.1 State Prison.
And how well do I know? Because you hired me, and I drove up there to see him to make sure that his civil rights were not being violated because they were mistreating him, and we'll talk about that in a little while, right?
Right.
Okay, so please have a seat and then welcome to the show. And could you please stand up, please? Can we get a shot on her, Josh? How you doing, Josh?
Everything's good.
We got Josh over here, our tech person's making this thing all happen. And your name?
Natasha Burnett.
And your son's name?
Ryan Brown, and he's at Pelican Bay State Prison.
Pelican Bay State Prison. And we're going to talk about some of the things that's going on with him at the prison, right? Okay. All right, we'll be back with you. Please have a seat and enjoy while we get deeper into our show. So much has happened this past week. You know, I always do quick news on the show because quick news is the news that's going on in our community. Do we have any pictures of Jerry Brown?
Yeah, we should.
We do. We're not gonna use him yet. Let's just right now we're gonna talk about New York City. A week ago in New York City, a young African American male who was a college student, not just somebody walking around doing anything, but a college student, and he was a clean-cut looking kid. Did you guys see his pictures? Oh man, I'm telling you, tears were in my eyes when I saw this on the news. Can we twist the camera just a little bit this way? There we go, just right there. When I saw this on the news, I stopped because I see this all the time, and when I see it, it just really affects me. You know, and I understand how a parent feels when they see their loved one laying on the ground with a gunshot wound for no reason at all. Just like, oh, we have a phone call. You know, we do get calls on our show a lot. We do, so stand by. And I'm the only show that takes calls during the show. Yes, hello. I'm on the middle of my show. Can I call you back? And I'm gonna call you back while we're on the show. But I need to get the quick news done, and we're live, okay? All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Hello, so that was someone calling in, and you know, I have a call-in line where people get to call in on the show live, and sometimes when I'm doing my quick news, that's not the time to call in. If you're watching the show right now, you can call in when we have a call-in time, and I'll let you know when we do that, and everything in this show is by the book. Except for one thing, there's no smoking guns. We keep it real, the real deal Holyfield. I tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Okay. Again, back to the young man. His name was Henry. He had a name. His name was Henry. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Come on back here and have a seat. How's everything? Well, why don't you stand right there and stand right behind me so we can introduce you. Come over here for a second. We just had a new guest come on our show, and it's Lady Cage. How you doing, Lady Cage?
Quite well.
All right, I see you have on your Laker gear.
Yes, got a fundraiser today.
Now, you can't go wrong in Laker gear.
No.
Okay, the only thing is, how many people in here are a Democrat? Raise your hand. If you're a Democrat, raise your hand. If you're a Republican, raise your hand. We have one Republican in the house, you guys.
And a Laker fan.
And a Laker fan, okay? So we're gonna talk some Democrat-Republican talk today, and we're gonna drop it like it's hot up in here. You know, I have issues with the Tea Party right away. The Tea Party is trying to kick all the Democrats out of the White House, and the speech was so good yesterday. I'm gonna have to mimic part of our president's speech because it was so wonderful. So we're gonna do that in a minute. Now, Henry went to a party in New York. He's a college student. When you see his picture, look it up on YouTube or look it up on Google because it's videotaped. And this is the sad part about it. He was in his car. They don't know if he was asleep or whatever. That doesn't matter. It's the same situation that happened in Riverside when they shot the young lady and killed her. She was in her car asleep. They went and banged on the window. She jumped up, and then they just started shooting and they killed her. Now the same thing happened to this young man. He's in his car, you know, whatever he's doing, he's asleep, you know, whatever, he's out. It's late in the morning. The cop bangs on the window. The kid is scared. He hits the gas, and the car goes, and when the car takes off going, the cop just starts shooting, and he shoots him and kills him. He shoots him. He's not dead. He takes him out the car and handcuffs him while he's bleeding to death. And all his friends come out the party and they see him there and they start screaming and hollering and crying. Why did you shoot him? It's on CNN, it's on ABC, it's on NBC, it's on KCAL9, it's on Channel 11. It's a national story. They just shot Corey Grant in Berkeley, California, the same way on the BART line in Oakland. They shot him the same way for no reason. And let me tell you something. I love the police to protect and serve, but when you overexceed your boundaries because you have a peace officer status, you don't have the right to kill a human being. You have a beanbag gun, You have a PR-24, you have mace and baton, you have plastic bullets, and you also have other things that you can use to prevent from taking a human life. I'm not with that. That's why we fought Lee Bach at the Sheriff's Department and had meetings with him, myself and Dr. Earl Afari Hutchinson, and we came to an agreement to change policy in the shooting policy when all those young men were shot in the back by the Sheriff's Department. I'm not playing with this. This is serious business. You just can't go around and shoot a human being. The young kid, one of the kids that were shot, his pants, he didn't have on a belt, he was sagging. Of course, that's what kids do these days. That doesn't mean that they're not in college. You can't say that everyone's a gang member because their pants are sagging. That's just a style. Okay? The kid tries to pull up his pants, the cop shoots him. And before the kid died, he said, I was just trying to pull up my pants. He's still trying to explain himself after being shot by the cop that all he was trying to do was pull his pants up. But he's dead. And his mother can never, ever forget it. There's a lot of mothers out there crying because their kids have been... Fathers are crying too. This kid, Henry, in college in New York, had a mother and a father. And they've been all over the news, and they're going to stay on the news. And I want to help them stay on the news, because this is a cause worth fighting for. I am not kidding. It's going to come a time when these officers are going to have to pay the same penalty as any other criminal. Now let's move off of that, because I'm a little hot about it. Let's move on to something else that I'm hot about. Lindsay Lohan flies again. Flies again. I'm sick of her flying. We need to clip her wings. She was supposed to do 180 days in jail. She was caught with powder cocaine in her jeans pocket, and she used the same thing that Paris Hilton said. Paris Hilton said the purse wasn't mine with the drugs in it, so they let her go. Fred,
That's a shame.
if you get caught with some drugs in your pocket, you know where you're going?
Jail.
You're going to jail.
Right.
There's no doubt about it. Lady K, Trina, y'all know where you're going if you get caught with some cocaine? Lindsay Lohan was supposed to go to jail last week, or 2 weeks ago. The judge felt the judge is connected, so they get her in a courtroom where the judge is connected with the family, the Lohan family.
Right.
And he gives her the right to post a $300,000 bill, which to her is only $150,000, and that ain't no money to them. Her company probably paid for it because she's working on movies and she's a celebrity. But guess what? Celebrities got to wake up in the morning and wash their face and brush their teeth too. Okay? All right? I'm so sick of this Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton getting away with crimes. I'm going to start a boycott. I'm not playing. We're going to go down here and make sure she goes to jail, because guess what? In the Constitution, anybody else would have been arrested already, in jail, serving time.
I think I heard a theory on this like a long time ago. I guess somebody had said, well, I guess you're innocent until proven wealthy. That seems to be,
That was a good one. That was a good one.
how it goes.
Innocent until proven wealthy. I like that. I like that. Now, we got to get it together here. Lindsay Lohan, go to jail. You don't need to be in a rehab. I mean, you do need to be in a rehab, but after you do your time,
Right.
you can rehabilitate like all the rest of the people who have mental problems and drug problems in jail. Okay? They got the jail system set up now where they have an infirmary in there just for people who are on drugs and who have mental problems. They're making a killing in the jail. I'm upset about that too. Let's switch off of Lindsay Lohan. Let's talk about the judicial system, the jail system, starting with the Men's Central Jail, which the ACLU has already checked in. I've already gone for a walk inside the jail to look around. Yes, I was taken on a tour because I requested to be taken on a tour because I wanted to see how was going on in the Men's Central Jail.
Right.
And it's not nice. It's overcrowded. It's people in there that are over-excelled in their job. And some people in there, a lot of people, are not being treated fairly. Just last year alone, over 9 young males supposedly committed suicide in the Men's Central Jail. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Now, what are y'all doing in there? Huh? That make people want to commit suicide? I mean, I'm not gonna go real deep, but I'm gonna just say this. A deal is not a deal when they tell you we're gonna give you 10 years and it's a deal. That's not a deal. 1 day in jail is not a deal. I can tell you that right now. So if you take that deal, shame on you. And look, we're going to talk today about, this is a law dictionary. A lot of people don't know what to do with a law dictionary. I do.